like to share with you is just a really simple recording tool. You can do hard copy or you can do it online. And it's called the Weekly Accomplishment Sheet, or WAS. W-A-S, Weekly Accomplishment Sheet. And it looks like this. And if you go online, you can also, from In Touch, go ahead and submit your Weekly Accomplishment Sheet. What I suggest you do is go ahead and fill it out. Just put your name, of course, and then the date. So it's going to go week by week by week. You know, you could also make 52 copies and have your whole year in a 3-ring binder. And you could have all the dates. And basically what you're going to track is your sales and the time spent and how you sold it and your sales tax and your hostess credit all on one sheet. So at the end of the year, you're going to have a year to date, and it's going to make it so easy for tax time. You know, it amazes me when I'll call a consultant, I'll ask, how much have you sold this week? And she doesn't know. To me, you should know, because at the end of each day, you're going to be tracking where you're at on your weekly accomplishment sheet. This will help you know if you're meeting your sales goal for the week. I am such a proponent of not less than a $300 week. Oh my gosh, because you know, $300 a week times 4 weeks in a month is going to be a $1,200 month in retail. Half of that, $600, is your profit, and half of that, $600, is your wholesale. The weekly accomplishment sheet helps you build the week, and the week builds the month. The month builds the quarter, and the quarter builds the year. There are some wonderful, stellar, year-long prizes you can win, but you got to get it handled on a weekly basis. The weekly accomplishment sheet is going to help you do that. So let's take a closer look. First of all, you're going to put the date and the time of when you did the appointment, or at least the date. Then you're going to go ahead and list the hostess's name. Not everybody at the class, but the hostess. Next, you're going to put the time that you spent. Did you spend 2 hours? Then put a 2 for 2 hours, or 1.5 or 2.25. That's the time that you spent. Not driving, but actual face-to-face time. Then it's the number of guests that were there, and you do include the hostess. So let's say it was the hostess plus 3, then you would put 4 in that column. The number of orders. Let's say she got 3 outside orders and the 4 people at the class all purchased. Then the number of orders would be 7. Ladies, you want to promote the outside sales with the hostess. This increases her total and increases her chances at getting her discount or additional hostess product. The number of bookings from the class. Oh my gosh, if I could dream, you would all leave. If you had 4 guests, you'd leave with 4 bookings. See, I believe everybody does need a follow-up facial, and I'm just like crazy to get it booked. It's also an opportunity for her to partner with you and save money on her next purchase by being the hostess. So the number of bookings. And remember, you're helping the hostess with at least 2 bookings. She increases her credit. So you want that to be at least 2. Next, number of skincare sets sold. This would count if it's an Ultimate Miracle set, a Miracle set, okay, a basic set, okay. Those are the sets we're looking for. Skincare sets, including a cleanser and a moisturizer, okay. Then, under the sales less tax column, you get to pick where you're going to put the figure. Is the figure going to go from the skincare class? Or what if it was an on-the-go sale? If it was an on-the-go sale, you put it under that column. The next column would be personal website orders, okay? The other would be skincare, or shows, shows like trunk show or collection preview or your grand opening. And then brochure sales or customer program, the preferred customer program sale. You're going to decide which column to put it under. And then, of course, you'll have your hostess over here. If it was an on-the-go sale and it was just one person, you would just put the person's name, okay? And then next, you're going to put the sales tax. What was the sales tax? And then, I don't really worry too much about the hostess gifts or gifts with purchase, because those are products that you've purchased on Section 2, and at the end of the year, you're going to have that figure in a lump sum. Now the next one though is product given away at cost, and I think that's important to put. And finally, non-recovered sales tax. So when you give product away at cost, okay, the one thing you will want to do though is say, you know, just Uncle Sam, I gotta collect the sales tax on the retail value. So if she got, whatever she got for hostess credit, make sure if you don't collect the sales tax to put it as non-recovered sales tax. This is going to give you a clear reading of what you've accomplished. Then what you do is you take all of the columns and you add and you take them down to the bottom of the page to recap. So you get the week's total. Then you're adding it to the year-to-date total from the prior week, and you're coming up with a new total. This gives you the most current year-to-date total. Then you recap. What were your weekly total sales without tax, and then your year-to-date sales without tax. Then there's a place for you to record the order that you submitted and your weekly gross profit. How fun is this? You take your total sales without tax, 40% of that is your estimated weekly gross. Then what I like to do is divide it by the number of hours worked, and I come up with an hourly wage, and it's always more than I ever made on my old job. And that's pretty exciting. So this is your tracking system. There's one more corner that you can use right here, and this is a great way to recap your activity. You want to go ahead and put the number of interviews you've done. And I recommend for Career Track that you do at least 3 interviews a week or 3 guests to your meeting a week or combination. The number of new team members. Then the number of appointments for next week. We're always looking ahead to the next week. The number of skincare sets sold. The dollar amount from skincare classes and facials. Dollar amount from On the Go, online personal website, and other shows and brochure sales, and then the weekly sales less tax. I don't mind the paperwork because I'm telling you, it's not much at all. You can even do it online, like I said. But what I like to do is it's showing me what I'm achieving. And am I getting results? If you're doing a lot of classes and not selling sets, you need to polish up your presentation. If you're doing a lot of classes and your sales aren't very much, you need to polish your close. Okay? And if you're doing lots of classes but not booking, then you want to polish your close and your tentative date booking and your correct date booking and your 8-point close. You also, I think if you're not getting bookings, you need to romance the hostess program more in the presentation and inspire them to want to book with you. If your presentation's too long, that's another reason you might not be getting bookings. It needs to be short and sweet. People need to have fun. So those are some things to help you to really accomplish your weekly accomplishment sheet. Get it in every week at your sales meeting or email it to your director. Let's not forget to be accountable on a weekly basis. If your meeting is on Tuesday, this is what I recommend. Every Tuesday, your director should have this in her hands. And then your director most likely is going to give you some feedback and work with you so we can start hitting your target, increasing your hourly income, and also make sure your date book's full because you become a master booker from your appointments.